Hey you guys, it's Britt. Tonight we're here to talk about the kitchen clock gate going on with the Dougherty dozen. This is something that a lot of people have opinions about, and I want to focus on kind of the stance that Alicia's fans are taking and people that might partially support her content and her platform. I want to talk about those specific comments that I've been seeing. So if you're interested, please keep watching. All right, you guys, so before we get into the topic of this video, I want to put something in the beginning for you guys that have been asking. I haven't been receiving hundreds of questions about this, but I have received quite a few, and since this is a Dougherty video, it fits in here perfectly. As you guys know, I have shouted out the Dougherty Dozen subreddit quite a few times. It's a Reddit that discusses Alicia and her problematic content, and they do a pretty good job of keeping on top of it and so on and so forth. I have mentioned them several times in several Dougherty videos, and because y'all went over there and gave them a follow, you're obviously seeing the things that are going on over there. And a common message or comment that I've been seeing from several of you is y'all will say, I've been seeing that the Dougherty Dozen subreddit is promoting the Dad Challenge podcast. Do you still support the Reddit? How do you feel about this? And as a lot of you guys know, I've discussed Dad Challenge podcast and his misogynistic, toxic, very cruel commentary on my channel several times. I am a former supporter of his, and I just saw the change in his personality. I didn't like what I saw, and I decided to voice my stance. He and I had some interesting banter back and forth in DMs, and in my opinion, he is a very sketchy, slimy kind of guy, and I want nothing to do with it. But part of me having integrity at that point in time was to come to you and say, I don't like this change in behavior. This is how I feel about it, and it is what it is. Just because the Reddit is promoting his videos, I'm not going to say that the Reddit is trash or the Reddit is done. I'm still going to cite them as a source once in a while, and if I pull something from there, I will give them credit. I just don't think that they're fully well aware of how toxic Dad Challenge podcast is. And of course, his fans are over there, oh, because, in the comments, it'll be like, oh, you guys, don't know he's misogynistic, he's a bully, he da-da-da. And of course, his fans seek out any of these types of comments and are over there, oh, he's real, he's just saying what all of us are thinking. It's so much more than that. That's not it at all. That is not it at all. People are not upset for him saying what others might be thinking. It's so much deeper than that. It's the doxing, it's the harassing people, it's the going way outside the lines of what normal commentary is. I'm gonna pop a comment right here that I had pinned in another video, kind of outlining all of his recent offenses, and it's a really long list. I'm still gonna cite the Reddit, but I know that several of y'all asked, like, do you still support the Reddit? Like, how do you feel about this? I still support them. I'm not gonna not support a Reddit just because they're sharing Dad Challenge podcast videos. But I think many people online will eventually see him for who he is. And at this point in time, I'm just letting things unfold and be as is, because I know who he is, and I might not know him in real life, but I saw enough to get a really good grasp of what his character is, and that's why I distanced myself as far as I could after formally supporting his channel. So either way, now let's get into the kitchen clock catastrophe. This entire topic started because Alicia does these really early morning breakfast and lunch prep videos. And she was portrayed to be a super mom. Oh, she's waking up at 5 a.m. way before everyone else in the house is up to do this stuff for all of these kids. Well, it ended up being leaked by her own husband that the time on the kitchen clock was incorrect to make it look like she was doing all of these things much earlier than what she was actually doing them. Now she's come out and supposedly she's going to start doing these 5 a.m. live streams to counteract the quote haters that are calling her out. And she can do whatever she wants. But here's the thing that I'm going to say about this. The comments that I've been seeing of people saying, why does it matter? Why does this even matter? Why is anyone upset about it? Why does anyone care? Here's why it matters, and here's why people care. Because when you portray yourself to be some kind of super mom, like you're doing it all and you're doing it better and faster and more detailed than other parents or guardians or, whatever are, you've placed yourself up on a pedestal. And when people discover that that pedestal is laced with half-truths, lies, misleading nonsense, they're going to be really upset about that because you have misportrayed yourself to the people that have built your platform. And there are many young people that watch her channel, obviously, but there are also a lot of other parents who take in this content and might be second guessing themselves and feeling like, well, I'm not getting up at 5 a.m. I'm not giving my kid a personalized lunch bag. I'm not giving my kid, all of these extra snacks and putting a cute note in their lunch bag because I'm a single parent and I don't have time to do that, or I don't have money to buy all the extra stuff, or it's just not in the budget ever for us to buy an embroidered lunch bag. And that's just the world that they live in. And here they are supporting Alicia, but the things that Alicia is publishing is not even true. So that to me is a big problem. That's why people are upset. And if y'all want to be lied to and you don't care, then that's your journey. But do not make other people feel invalidated because they do care. And they are upset about being lied to. Trust in influencers is something I've been talking about for 2 years now. And what made me start to want to do commentary very early on was the fact that I saw influencers just lying to their audience, being caught, and then instead of just owning it and not doing it again, they would either repeat the action, they would try to weasel their way out of it so they didn't lose favor with their audience. And I didn't like that. I just felt like if you're gonna be online and you're gonna put this story out to people, why lie? Well, at the end of the day, it's usually to make money, to get popularity, to remain in favor with your subscribers so that they don't leave. It's usually one or more of those things. I don't want to discount the fact that there might be some people who take in Alicia's, half-truths and they really don't care and they are adults. And that's fine. But I also think at one point in time, people who might not care right now, down the road, they might remember that she wasn't honest here, and there's going to be something else that happens, and they question her integrity because of a situation like this, or, some of the other kind of blunders that she's gotten herself into. Once you are exposed for actually not being honest, going out of your way to not be honest on top of it. This wasn't like a mistake or something, lighthearted. You went out of your way to mislead people. So those people are going to catalog that, and down the road, when you really need all of your audience to believe you, they're not going to believe you. Because you have fractured that trust, and those that stuck it out with you now just kind of take everything that you say with a grain of salt, and they're going to reflect on the other times that you've been dishonest. So it does matter, and there's a reason why people are upset by it, and it's just such a silly thing to lie about. It really is. Really, you need to put yourself on a pedestal that badly that you're willing to lie about what time you're prepping your kids' breakfast and lunch on social media? For me, that just really seems like desperation to be admired by strangers online. And I just find it very odd. But I wanted to talk about that because I have heard it echoed. Why does it matter? Why does it matter? Why do you guys care? And we care because it's trust, and we care because it's public content. And if you're lying to the public and you're, you know, caught up in it, then people are going to have opinions about that. So, and the last thing I want to touch on in this video is Auntie Lauren. So I made a video the other day saying that allegedly, in my personal opinion, based on some things that I had seen and come to my own conclusion, that she could be behind this The Dougherty Doesn't subreddit, which is in favor of Alicia and every move she makes. Now, Lauren had left a comment that I pinned over there so everyone could see it. She said that she's not behind the Reddit, and evidently she got into some sort of altercation with someone who is involved in the Reddit. Here's the thing. I didn't see any tangible proof that she's not behind the Reddit. And like I said in that video, some of the things that I had seen and Lauren's own actions made me come to the possible conclusion that she could be behind the subreddit or heavily involved in it. If she's not, then that's fine. That's why I said allegedly. And I don't know. I don't know if she is, but the way that she has moved around online, the way that she has defended Alicia so many times for really heinous things that Alicia does, sending, the doll, sending personalized messages to these kids, being overly obsessed, calling yourself an auntie, calling yourself a best friend, all of these things. You really can't blame people for thinking, along with some other things, that she could have been involved in the Reddit praising the Dougherty Dozen. At the end of the day, the bullying is still always going to be a complete no-go for me. You don't mark up photos and bully people for the way they look, the way they sound. It's just such a, I get tired of talking about it. That's why I rarely talk about these, like bottom feeders of the internet. But if you're going to bully someone for the way that they look or the way that they speak, then you're trash to me. And that's just my opinion on it. So either way, I did want to clear that up. Does it change my opinion of the things that Lauren has done publicly? No, because I think it's still very odd. But maybe she's not behind the Reddit. Maybe she is. Who knows? I haven't seen anything to disprove my personal conclusion that I came to based on the things that I had seen. So either way, I did want to put that. You can go read her comment. It is pinned on that video. But either way, for now, if you like the video, please leave a like and a comment. And if you'd like to see more from me in the future, please subscribe. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.